Have you ever thought about relocating back to Nigeria?
Uh, uh, mm, okay, to be honest with you, I would I would love to be in Nigeria as often as possible. Hmm? But unfortunately, with the security situation, my brother, I don't feel so comfortable. Like if you ask me now, do you want to relocate? No, I'm not ready for that. I can visit and leave, but relocating or moving back, no, no, not now.
Why not?
No. Ah, the insecurity is too much. My brother, I like my freedom. You see,
Just that.
yeah, that's very important. I I I like to go to bed and just have a very sound sleep without hearing a sound on my window and feeling like what's going on out there. No, I just want to live a very normal life, and yeah, if they're able to solve the problem of this insecurity in Niger, then why not? It's a beautiful place. I mean, Nigeria has some of the best tourist attractions you can ever think of, you know? But are we earning anything from those things? No, because of insecurity. So that's the problem.
Speaking about insecurity,
Yeah?
um, we have a new president now,
You do?
and he's rolled out, of course.
Oh, okay. I'm not aware.
A lot of people are actually crying, like literally. I mean, you can see some videos on social media about people, sharing their thoughts about how this has affected them in just few months. That this President Tinubu was sworn in, that the few just in few days it made the whole situation become even way worse than it was.
Yeah,
But everybody knows that subsidy in Nigeria is a scam,
yeah,
and there are people benefiting hugely, enjoying the whole benefit and
yeah.
everything from the subsidy. So if you were given the opportunity to advise the president, before he took because a lot of people believe that he did the right thing at the wrong time and didn't even go about it the right way.
Mhm.
What would be your own advice on how you could have gone about the whole thing?
Well, I would say part of the answer to your question is in your question. Um, First of all, yeah, fuel subsidy um, was a scam. I mean, initially when it was introduced, it was perfect. It served its purpose until the cabal hijacked it. My problem, number one, let me even talk about this. Like I saw the president, you know, Nigerian president. I watched his broadcast, and where he was talking about how a few individuals kept on benefiting from the fuel subsidy and how they became mega rich and all that. My problem with all this is, why don't you guys ever call out these so-called individuals who robbed the wealth of the country and just kept it to themselves? Why don't they have names? Are
Mm.
they like spirits that we can't see? Why can't you call them out? It's not about coming on live television and talking tough like, yes, when you fight corruption, corruption will fight back. It's the same old song. Now, talking about the removal of subsidy, yes, it was necessary to remove it. I don't know why they stopped former President Jonathan from doing it in 2012.
Jonathan.
Yes.
Yeah,
And all the people who
yeah,
did occupy Nigeria in 2012, where are they? They've all gone deaf and dumb. They're not speaking out anymore. But back then in 2012, even though I wasn't there in Nigeria when it happened, but I was following the whole thing. I think the pump price went from either 90 something to 140 or 150. I don't know, but it wasn't that much.
yeah. But remember, yeah, I understand. But the question is, what would
Ye-
be your own advice to the
yes, I
president?
know, I know. I'm coming back
Okay,
to that. So why I brought up Good
okay,
Luck Jonathan, I'm just trying to,
yeah,
make it clear that fuel subsidy should have long been gone. You understand? Now,
hmm,
Good Luck Jonathan,
before now,
President Good
yeah,
Luck Jonathan had, he planned ahead of time before trying to remove the subsidy. So it's not like um, Jagaban, who came in and just wanted to act tough, like, yeah, from inauguration, day of inauguration, he just announced, oh, fuel subsidy is gone. Huh? Okay. It's like somebody who has like a tumor or cancer, and then you need to amputate the hand or the leg to make sure that the cancer doesn't spread anymore. You know, and then you first of all cut off the victim's leg before, yeah,
like,
before giving that person like the what's it called again? What's it called?
for performing the treatment
Yeah, no, there's this injection that you have to they give to
that you can use to numb
exactly.
it, or
I've forgotten what it's called, but
anesthesia. Is it
I'm not.
anesthesia or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, anesthesia.
I don't know the
You don't you
right
don't you
pronunciation. I
don't
think
cut off
yes.
the leg before giving the anesthesia,
Yeah,
because by the time you cut off the
yeah,
leg, the person is
yeah,
going through severe pain.
yeah.
The person could lose a lot of blood and die
Mm-hmm.
in the process. So you first of all give that person the anesthesia before you now go ahead to cut off the leg, and make sure you stop the bleeding even before the person wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't just go and remove subsidy before you now start thinking of how to, what kind of palliatives you're going to give to the people. And then this 8,000, what were they even thinking? It's disgraceful. What the heck?
Uh,
You
that was the initial plan.
get them in, you shouldn't even come up as a plan. It's an insult to the people of Nigeria to say that you want to give 8,000. What is 8,000 naira? It's less than $10 for a month.
Yeah.
What can you buy with 8,000 naira? Meanwhile, a few individuals who have been pocketing fat salaries just got 70 billion to share amongst themselves.
Mm.
What the hell is going on? What is going on? How long is it going to continue?
So Peter Obi
Yeah.
is in court now
Hmm.
fighting this. What do you think? Do you are you rooting for him? Are you like hoping that this will come out well?
Yeah, but to be honest, I still stand by what I've been saying for a long time. For a long time. For Nigeria to work as a country, whether Peter Obi eventually wins in court, for Nigeria to move as a country, we need a referendum. We must come together as a people and decide if we truly want to be together. It's important. It's important. I mean, a lot of people believe in Peter Obi. I believe in him too. But some other people are also seeing him from this perspective that, oh, he's an Igbo man. You know what I'm talking about? So for Nigeria to move forward, we need to see each other as one, as the same people. Is that possible? Else, whoever gets in there, they're going to antagonize him. They're going to try the best they can to make sure that that person fails. So it's not just about, and do I really trust the judiciary? Okay, yeah, P2B, before he became the governor of Anambra State, yeah, he went through the judiciary and everything. He won the case and was eventually, uh, with what happened
Do you think there's hope for
to
him?
the CBN governor, Emefiele, what hope? What hope is there? I mean, yes,
I
of
mean, in
course,
Anambra, Peter Obi was sworn in after I think 3 years.
exactly.
After
Yes,
he
and
fought the
and
case for
and
3 years and it was finally
and
sworn in. I mean, that's the
and hope
judiciary
and
there
hope
right there.
Uzodinma, who came
Would
forth,
you say this is
was
different?
also installed as the number one in Imo State. You know, how can someone who finished fourth be taken
Hmm.
over the one who finished second and the one who finished third? Yes, Peter Obi won in Anambra State, and he deserved to win.
I mean, he went to court before he was
Yeah,
able
well,
to
a state is
secure
not a
that.
nation.
I mean, don't you think
There's a
that can
there's a
happen again?
it can happen again under normal circumstances with all the evidence
That's
that
what everyone is
they've
saying, but
presented to
you
the court
never
of
know.
law. This case, I mean, even if you're not a lawyer, you can judge this case, and you know what I'm talking about. I mean, with all the evidence before us, we should know the direction of the judgment. But will it happen? Now, the judiciary, okay. Let me talk about first of all the case of is it Dasuki? Huh? He was asked to be released. The government, even though it was
Hmm.
assure you that was in power then, did they release him? No. I don't know.
I mean, everybody
I
knows
assure
that
you that
that's the
everybody will know
former
is the
president of
one.
Nigeria.
With all the assurance, what happened? Where did he lead us?
Oh God.
I assure you. Eh? Yeah, yeah, it's true. Eh? And then you have the case of
Oh my God.
Mazin Nnamdi Kanu as well. The DSS are still
Okay.
holding him when the court said otherwise, that he should be released, right? And Mayfield the same thing. They said, okay, um, what's it, what are they called? The prisons or whatever. They said, keep him with you until he meets all the necessary bail conditions and then he can be released on bail, right? But the DSS came in and did otherwise. Has anything happened after that? No. And from what I heard the Chief
Hmm.
Justice of the Federation said that it was just a case of two fighting. That's the DSS versus the head of the prison warden or whatever. He said it was a case of two fighting, something that was even on tape, that everybody could see that it wasn't a case of two fighting. It was a case of the DSS malhandling the man who came to do his job. He didn't even fight back. And then he said it was a case of two fighting. And then you expect people,
That reminds
yeah,
me. Um, I want to quickly talk about this guy in Finland. Forgotten his
okay.
name. what's his name?
I think Simeon Ekpa or Simeon Ekpa.
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 Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, this guy, I'm sure you've seen a couple of news, about this guy. What do you think about the way he's going about this, and how is, because I've also said it myself. I've got friends who
Yeah.
stayed in the east, and they had to run back to Lagos. They told me then that it's only God that even saved them. Their lives were in danger, and they just part of the lucky ones that were able to make it out. So
Okay.
with this whole chaos happening in the eastern part of Nigeria, and for me, I mean, right now I can only call it an allegation, but I mean, this guy
Mhm.
have put out videos on social media, and I've watched this video myself, and just watching the video, it seemed like somebody who is authoritatively telling the people, the guys in the eastern part of Nigeria, to commit. I don't really want to go into details, but to do something that would hurt the people. What do you think? I mean, Nnamdi Kanu even wrote a letter with his handwriting. I
Yeah.
don't know. It was alleged that that was Nnamdi Kanu's handwriting. Send it over to this guy to stop what he's doing and stuff.
Hmm.
What do you think?
He also said it on one of his appearances in court. When he had the opportunity, he also looked into the camera and said that they should stop the seat at home or something. I don't remember. I don't want to quote him, because I don't remember exactly the words he used. But
Yeah,
he tried to discourage any form of
violence.
violence or whatever going on in the southeast. Um, you can't cut off the nose to spite the eyes. You know, the bottom line is, yeah, I can understand why this sit at home started uh, initially. It was like a civil disobedience, like was a way of forcing the southeast governors or something to do something fast about the release of Mazin Kanu. But the way it's going right now, it's getting out of hand. You know, like the people are suffering even more. I do sympathize with Mazin Kanu, like the way he's just languishing, in the DSS custody and everything, even after the court granted him bail. Uh, but at the same time, this has been going on now for 2 years. You know how much the Eastern region has lost, like because of this every Monday sit at home. So I would just appeal to the powers that be, the people giving the order, that they should think about our people back home. It's not easy for them. They're losing money, lives are being lost. You understand? So if there's any other way to go about the release of Mazin Namdekanu, since he has written a letter, since he spoke on camera about it, and he also wrote a letter which a lot of people are saying no, he couldn't have written that letter or something like that. I don't think that barrister Ejimofor or Ejiofor would have forged something like that and say, oh, Mazin Namdekanu said it. I don't think so. I
Hmm.
truly believe that Mazin Namdekanu wrote that letter. Uh, Personally, for me, even if they want to continue with the sit at home, it shouldn't be, let it not be every Monday, because people are losing their means of livelihood. Nigeria is tough already as it is. It's like pouring petrol for the people of the southeast. So Simeon or Simon Ekpa, he should consider. He shouldn't just be giving tough orders like, okay, 2 weeks. We have to observe, sit at home. Think about what the people are going through. You know, think about what the people are going through. Yeah, I know Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is important to have him released as soon as possible because this is right. This is right. They kidnapped him and brought him into Nigeria. I mean, it's totally wrong. Just like what they wanted to do to Umaru Diko back in the day. It was also the same Ashayu who was in power then as a military head of state back then. Yeah, they already kidnapped him. They already put him in the container or whatever before the British authorities now discovered it and then, you know, rescued him. It's the same way they brought Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria, which is illegal. So yes, I'm also of the opinion that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should have been released a long time ago, before now. But at the same time, let Simon or Simeon Ekpa take it easy. Let him think about the people in the southeast and the suffering and everything they're going through, and visit at home. If it's once a month, it's fine. I'm not saying they should call it off completely. If it's having any effect, if it's gonna make the southeast governors to sit up and really push this case, then let them go ahead. But if it's just something like we don't know when it's ever gonna end, so that means if God forbid it should never happen. I mean, they should release him like they should have released him a long time ago, like Nnamdi Kanu. But are we saying now that if they decide to be, you know, if they decide to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for the next 10 years in DSS custody, God forbid it should never happen, that means the Southeast will continue to sit at home every Monday for the next 10 years?
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense. I mean, I understand why they started it, like I said, but at the same time, our people are suffering back home, so they should reconsider. So that's my take.
All right. Thank you so much. It's already an hour. What's your final words before we call it a day?
Uh, well, honestly, I never have a final word because I always believe that final word is for somebody who is saying goodbye. You know what I
I
mean?
said before we call it
I know, I know, I know.
before we wrap it up. God forbid.
No, but you know,
uh,
no,
yeah, yeah.
no.
Uh,
What I can say is, I feel sorry for a lot of people back home. This has gone beyond survival of the fittest. You know, nah. How many people are fit right now? I mean, it's really terrible. Each time I look back, and sometimes I don't even want to turn on the news anymore because it's always something negative coming out of that neighborhood. You know, and I hope that things will change for the better sooner than expected. And whoever is in charge, we don't need rulers, we need leaders. Most of the time, what Nigeria has had, we've had rulers. There's a difference. You know, we need someone who can lead. We need someone
hmm,
who is passionate about leading, who can solve the problem,
hmm,
who can carry people along, not just people who just use the teleprompter to teleprompter to just deliver like a speech, or they're on live broadcast, they can't even express themselves, they just have to read what is reading for them. These are just leaders. So I hope that there will be a positive change. I just remembered something I saw in the news, I think it was yesterday,
okay.
where a tanker fell, and
Mm-hmm.
the whole place was filled with fuel, and people
Feel,
were
yeah.
swimming in fuel. They were
Swimming,
swimming
yeah.
inside, like they know that if there's any little spark, God, I don't even want to think about what will happen. But do you know that can show you the level of poverty that people don't even care anymore. People cannot even reason anymore. You're swimming in fuel, not water. You know, so that's how bad things have become.
I guess that's a good way to end this show. You are like you are
Thanks
like
for
a
having me.
family now of Mexican Crown Block TV. And I really appreciate it a lot. It means a lot to me, you
Yes,
know. Thank you so much.
yeah, it's good to see you again. And any day, anytime, as long as the time is there, we can do another one.
Is it okay to share with our guys what time it is right now? It's like 11 p.m. in Nigeria. This interview is conducted around
Oh,
11
I didn't
p.m. in
even.
Nigeria.
Oh, it's
Like,
quarter
can you
past 12
imagine?
here.
Like,
It's quarter past 12. We started this interview on the 2nd of August,
on
and
the 3rd of
we're ending it
August.
on the 3rd of August. Yeah.
Yeah.
So two
Thank you so
days.
much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.